So I got this video recommended to me through my mentions on YouTube, and it is Uncut scene. Vegeta uses Ultra Ego in the anime for the first time. Incredible animation. This comes to us by Otaku Alliance, who seems to be a pretty new YouTuber, and so I thought only two things. Number one, this is a telling of what you'd want that scene to look like in the anime, specifically with animators, animation style, and the gravitas, or how it's going to be remade. Or number two, this is a fan animation talking about Vegeta's new transformation and how he originally transforms into the Ultra Ego state. Because it can't be that this is official Dragon Ball animation, like the official scene, because DBS is not coming out anytime soon and has not come out yet, so it's got to be one of the first two. So huge shout out to Otaku Alliance, but let's go ahead and check out what they're talking about. So upon watching the first couple minutes, it's basically talking about a recap of the Moro arc and Vegeta's powers with his new Yard Rat abilities, and then we get to this.
When the Dragon Ball Super anime returns, it will adapt the movie Dragon Ball Super Broly just like it did the Battle of the Gods and the Resurrection of Frieza. After this adaptation, we'll have the Moro Saga, which is simply the most anticipated, and it is on par with the Granola Saga as well, and that's just because of the violence of the saga. Just thinking back to the moment where Moro pierced Goku's chest, and he has the beautiful form, which was the complete Ultra Instinct. And that's going to be amazing to see in the anime, just like it was in the Tournament of Power.
So this is actually an interesting discussion, because now that we're getting the DBS superhero arc created in the manga, like we're taking something that's original to the animation and putting it in the manga and kind of stretching that out. Just like Otaku Alliance is saying, there's no chance the DBS Broly the movie is not going to be stretched out into an anime. There is absolutely no way that's the case. Unfortunately, a lot of you guys may not want to hear this because we just got the movie, but yeah, I got a feeling that because they stretched out the DBS superhero story into the manga, they're going to stretch out that DBS Broly movie into the full anime, and then they're gonna go into the Moro arc that stretches out so much time period where they can tell stories in the manga that are manga centric and not have it overlap with the anime, because you're putting so many episodes out with the Broly, with the Moro, with the Granola, and so it's going to take some time to catch up. Now, are they going to animate the episodes for the superhero arc? Are they going to animate those? I have no idea. I don't want that to be the case, but I don't think that they're going to make an original story when the anime comes out. I think it's highly unlikely with the way that they're going right now, the trajectory that they're heading. I think it's more likely they're going to milk everything they can for whatever it's worth.
Dragon Ball Super now has its own studio, which is great because then they don't need to share studio hours with other pieces. Besides that, we're also going to have several insane animators on the case. We're going to have the quality like the Tournament of Power at the bare minimum. That's because we are going to have Shintani on the team, Yamamoto continuing, Kubota, who is the chief animator of Dragon Ball Super Superhero, where he himself made that 2D animation of those flashbacks that we saw at the beginning of the movie. In addition, Shida will also continue, and that darling Takahashi is also on the project. We can even say that he's going to be one of the main animators of the Moro and Granola sagas. I think that in the superhero saga, they should put Shintani to animate, and then when Gohan Beast form appears, they'll go ahead and use Kubota, which makes perfect sense. But now who is going to design the Ultra Ego for Vegeta? Well, I'm going to take a guess that it's going to be Takahashi. That's because Takahashi has his most violent traits, more drawn to the Dragon Ball Z style, which is what made a lot of people like it. It is really fantastic, and it deserves the highlight like we saw in the Tournament of Power, like he and Shida did, and it was incredible.
So I have to look back, but I'm pretty sure that Dragon Ball did not get its own studio. I think it's a Dragon Ball room where writers and creators and just a lot of thoughts can flow and add to what the future of Dragon Ball is going to be, with Toyotaro at the helm and then Toriyama giving some feedback. But Otaku Alliance isn't 100% wrong here, because I feel when Dragon Ball comes back, just on the way the anime process has been throughout the years with other anime. I think there's going to be one studio that is going to cover exactly what the entire anime is going to look like, bringing in all these animators that Otaku Alliance just listed, because a lot of them stated that they want to work on Dragon Ball when it comes back. They want to be animators on that process. So I do see a huge amount of talent going into Dragon Ball coming back, and if they can get just one studio as opposed to just a bunch of different studios on top of it, then the animation quality is just going to be that much better and that much more consistent, as opposed to DBS, who had, in my opinion, worse animation overall, the quality of the way that it looked, than DBZ.
And I'm not going to talk about the story to avoid any spoilers, but we also have the Granola Saga, which was great and brought the return of a character that many people had asked for, and Toyotaro did make it happen. And I don't think the canonizations are going to stop there, because next we'll be having Frieza coming in with his brother Cooler. There's a lot of people talking about this because of an illustration that Toyotaro had made of Cooler, saying that he liked the character a lot. And if it does come true, it wouldn't be the first time that one of these illustrations was foreshadowing for what was to come. That's exactly what happened with the appearance of this character in the Granola Saga that I mentioned prior.
A few minutes in after this, Otaku Alliance is talking about Vegeta, the story, and the power set, the power moves of Ultra Ego. But this part in particular is extremely interesting because, yes, Toyotaro hinted at Bardock coming back before he actually came back in the Granola arc. He made this piece of artwork kind of giving his own take on Bardock before the Granola arc actually came out, and so now he's done the exact same thing with Cooler. So to me, that also means that they are looking at Cooler coming back, especially since Toyotaro specifically said this is one of his most favorite characters. I absolutely see them bringing Cooler back, but I'm going to leave the rest of the video a mystery because I want you to go watch it. I'm gonna leave a link to it in the description below in the top comment. A shout out to Otaku Alliance. Really good channel, really good early on work, better than I was when I first started. I like it. Go ahead and check them out. This is going to be Black Scave signing off. Take care, guys.
Subscribe for more content.